What if one single prayer could change the trajectory of your entire life forever? What if there is a way to speak to the Creator that doesn't just ask for favors, but actually unlocks the code of reality itself? We have all prayed, in moments of terror, in moments of grief, in moments of desperate need. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself the terrifying question, am I doing this wrong? It sounds harsh, but look at the results. Is your life marked by the supernatural peace Jesus promised? Or is it defined by the same stress, the same broken relationships, and the same crushing anxiety as everyone else? If the answer is the latter, then something is missing from the equation. There is a lost frequency of prayer method that Jesus himself revealed, but that religion has buried under centuries of ritual and repetition. In this broadcast, we are going to strip away the traditions. We are going to bypass the religious performance. We will uncover the 7 hidden keys within the Lord's Prayer that act as a spiritual algorithm. We will look at the Aramaic roots of Jesus' words to understand what he really meant. And by the end of this video, you won't just know how to pray. You will know how to shift the atmosphere of your home, your mind, and your future. This is not a sermon. This is a calibration. Let's begin. Most people rush into prayer like they are running into a burning building. They scream their demands. Fix this. Heal him. Give me money. But in Matthew 6-9, Jesus stops the chaos before it begins. He says, when you pray, say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. In the original Aramaic, the word for father is Abwoon. It doesn't just mean dad. It means the birthing source of unity. This is key number 1, calibration. Jesus is teaching us that prayer is not a transaction. It is an alignment. Before you ask for a single thing, you must calibrate your frequency to the holiness of the source. Hallowed be thy name. To hallow means to set apart as sacred. Think of Moses at the burning bush. God told him, take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Why? Not because the dirt was special, but because Moses needed to strip away the artificial layers of his identity to stand raw before the divine. When you start your prayer with a laundry list of complaints, you are praying from your ego. You are praying from your problem. But when you start with worship God, you are holy. You are the architect of the universe. You are the source of my breath. You shift your perspective. You stop looking at how big your storm is, and you start looking at how big your pilot is. This shift is psychological and spiritual. It moves you from the frequency of fear to the frequency of awe. And awe is the only frequency that miracles can travel on. The 7 keys of the algorithm. Key 2. The surrender protocol, thy kingdom come. Second mistake we make is treating God like a cosmic vending machine. We insert a prayer coin and expect a blessing to fall out. But Jesus teaches us to pray, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. This is the surrender protocol. It is not about convincing God to do your will. It is about bending your will to fit his design. Look at Jesus in Gethsemane. He faced the torture of the cross. He prayed, Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. That was the human desire, but then he activated the protocol. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. That, nevertheless, saved the world. When you pray, are you trying to change God's mind? Or are you trying to download his blueprint? True prayer is an invasion. It is inviting the logic of heaven to invade the chaos of earth. Key 3. The daily bread. The anti-anxiety code, then comes the provision. Give us this day our daily bread. Why daily? Why not yearly? Why not a lifetime supply? Because God knows that hoarding creates fear. Look at the Israelites in the wilderness. If they tried to gather manna for 2 days, it rotted. They had to trust God every single morning. This is the anti-anxiety code. Anxiety lives in the future. What if I lose my job next month? What if I get sick next year? Jesus forces us to bring our focus back to today. Lord, I trust you for the next 24 hours. I surrender the tyranny of tomorrow. This radical presence is a cure for the modern mental health crises. Key 4. The forgiveness loop. The blockage remover. Now we hit the blockage. The reason 90% of prayers go unanswered. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Notice the word as. This is a conditional statement. It is a terrifying equation. Jesus is saying, God, please forgive me to the exact same extent that I forgive the person who hurt me. If you are holding on to bitterness, you are holding a lid over your own soul. You are blocking the flow of grace. Forgiveness is not an emotion. It is a legal release. It is cutting the energetic cord that ties you to your abuser. You don't forgive them for their sake. You forgive them so your prayers can get through the ceiling. Key 5. The warfare shield. Deliver us from evil. Finally, the protection. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The Greek word for evil here is poneros, meaning the evil one. This is spiritual warfare. We are not just fighting bad luck. We are fighting an intelligent enemy who wants to destroy your destiny. Jesus teaches us to pray preemptively. Don't wait until you are in the trap to pray. Pray before the trap is sprung. Lord, I am not strong enough to fight the devil on my own. Be my shield. Be my vanguard. This humility is your greatest weapon. Part 4. Modern parallel. The secret place vs. The public stage. We live in an age of performance. We post our quiet times on Instagram. We want people to see how spiritual we are. But Jesus warned us in Matthew 6:6. When you pray, go into your room, close it to door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. The Greek word for room is tamion, meaning an inner storage chamber, a secret closet. Why the secrecy? Because intimacy requires privacy. You don't have deep, vulnerable conversations with your spouse in the middle of a crowded mall. You do it behind closed doors. God is not interested in your public persona. He is interested in the you that exists when no one is watching. Think of Daniel. He prayed 3 times a day, risking the lion's den. He wasn't doing it for likes. He was doing it for survival. Think of Hannah. She prayed so desperately for a child that her lips moved without sound. The priest thought she was drunk. But God saw her heart. God values authenticity over eloquence. He would rather hear a raw, honest, messy prayer from a broken heart than a polished, poetic lie from a religious robot. Stop trying to impress God. He already knows who you are. Just be real. So, how will you pray tonight? Will you rush in with your shopping list? Or will you enter the throne room with a password? Imagine how your life could change if you approached prayer, not as a duty, but as a calibration. Worship. Hallowed be thy name. Focus on who he is. Surrender. Thy kingdom come. Align with his plan. Trust. Daily bread. Live in today. Release. Forgive us as we forgive. Clear the blockage. Protection. Deliver us. Put on the armor. This is the algorithm of heaven. Jesus gave it to us, not to restrict us, but to set us free. Now, let's do this together. Wherever you are right now, in your car, in your bed, at your desk. Good deep breath. Let's activate the code. Heavenly Father Abwoon. We pause. We hallow your name above our stress, above our bills, above our pain. We surrender our small plans for your infinite blueprint. We choose to forgive the unforgivable, just as you forgave us. And we ask for your shield over our minds tonight. If you prayed that with me, if you felt a shift in your spirit, let me know in the comments below. Type, "Thy will be done." Let that be your declaration. The frequency has been reset. The line is open. God is listening.